Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to bring you guys the top 5 best starter units that you can obtain in All-Star Tower Defense X. Just a quick little description of what that means. That means these are the top 5 best units you can just rip straight off of banner and will help you progress through basically everything in the game, and you can just get the most usability out of them. The update's coming very soon as of making this, so these units may be outdated by then, hopefully not. But yeah, if you guys are interested in some giveaways for ASTD X, make sure you join my Discord down below. When trading becomes available, I'm going to be giving away a bunch of game passes. I'm going to be giving away Shiny Hunter, I'll be giving away 3x speed, VIP, whatever you guys need. This is whenever trading's available, which hopefully is next update. So that being said, thank you guys for watching, and let's jump straight into the video. Alright, so starting with our first unit. This is actually going to be the unit that I think is the most valuable for you guys to pick up immediately. You can get him super easily and super early. So this unit is going to be 5-star Super Saiyan God Goku. So you can actually pull this guy off of banner as a 3-star, 4-star, and then you have to evolve him to 5-star, and then you have to ascend him once you get him to 5-star. So it is a little bit of a big process, but it's pretty easy. It's not really anything you guys have to struggle on. Goku is that guy. He is definitely worth obtaining. His strongest suit is that he's a 4 placement, which is super great for him. He's super cheap, he attacks super fast, so he's really great at breaking shields. He's really great at dealing with leaks in case you're dealing with that. And he basically fills up practically every role on your team. He could be a main DPS if you really want. The only bad thing with Goku is doing his hidden potential, because you need 3 more copies of Goku, so that means you need to evolve 3 4-star Gokus up to Super Saiyan God, which can be a little annoying. But you don't really have to do potential, I think, for him, unless you maybe have him all-star. Jumping to that though, his best traits are definitely Genesis and all-star. The third best trait I would probably say is Corrupted. Matters what you really want him to be. With Genesis, he can just be a good DPS for your team, sub DPS. With All-Star, he can be the main DPS for your team, and with Corrupted, he can be like a support. So Goku could really just slot himself into any role you need him to be in, so it's very good, man. Goku, super great pickup. Make sure you guys get him. Jumping to our 4th unit, we have Ulquiorra. Ulquiorra, you actually do pull off banner just like Goku. You pull him as just a normal 5-star. Ulquiorra actually is very similar to Goku. He is a 5-star 4 placement Hill unit. You're going to notice Hill is very strong in this game. A lot of the super good characters in this game are Hill, but Ulquiorra is green. That is probably the only bad thing about him, is just there's so many green characters in this game. They're all competing with each other, so that is a little annoying, but hey, you'll take it. Ulquiorra's strongest suit though is definitely his ability. If you don't know already, Ulquiorra has an ability when you get him fully ascended where, depending on how much damage he does with that singular Ulquiorra, he actually can transform and give himself buffs and give himself a greater AoE and greater SPA, VFX, all of that. Ulquiorra, in my opinion, is the best Hill unit in the game. You can slot him on basically anything. He could be your main DPS, he could be your sub DPS, just like Goku, but even greater. And like I said, he's just a 5-star, you pull off banner, super great. As of his best traits, I would say Corrupted or Genesis. Corrupted, you're going to notice, is really good for a lot of these support-ish characters like him. Corrupted, I would say, is his best if you need him to be a sub DPS, and then Genesis is probably his best if you need him to be your main DPS. Obviously, if you roll All-Star in him, All-Star is also really good. All-Star is going to be good for all of these units, so don't be upset if you pulled it. It's just maybe not their highest DPS trait, but it's okay. But with that being said, let's jump into our 3rd slot. Jumping over to our number 3 slot, we have 5-star Aaron. So 5-star Aaron is also going to be a green element unit. And Aaron may be even more valuable for a lot of you guys than you think, because Aaron, you don't have to evolve. You don't have to ascend him or anything like that. You just pull him off banner and you're done. You have Aaron. So Aaron's whole gimmick is that he is a unit that you could do 2 things with. You can have Aaron himself just be a normal unit, attack, and just do decent amount of damage, or you can have Aaron stay in his human form and have him summon Titans that run down the map. These Titans have disgusting and super great amounts of damage. That is really why Aaron's so great. His summons can hit flying as well, which is really great. He's very similar to Goku, or where if you need an early game placement, you need someone to just deal with a bunch of enemies that are flooding by. Hey, you could do the same thing with him. Just throw him down, let him summon a bunch of his guys, let the guys kill him, and then boom, you got your max use out of Aaron. He's ground, so you're only going to be able to hit flying enemies with his summons, but that's not that big of a deal because there's not really a lot of flying enemies in this game. His best traits are going to be Genesis is guaranteed going to be his best trait. If you roll All-Star on him, that's also going to be really good because his Titans are going to be doing so much damage, and Corrupted is also really good because this affects your Titans as well, where they can break through shields a little bit faster, which is also really great. But bouncing from Aaron, let's jump to our second unit. All right, here we are at our second unit. We have 5-star Ishtar. So Ishtar is from Fate, obviously, if a lot of you guys don't know. Just like Goku and Ulquiorra, you're going to pull Ishtar off of Banner. Ishtar is a orange ground unit, but you can see right here there's a symbol that says dynamic AoE. This unit's AoE is not fixed to an enemy. It targets or moves independently and only damages enemies that enter this area. So you may be looking at that and being like, what does that mean? So when you ascend Ishtar and you get her to a certain upgrade, she is going to become basically the equivalent to a mortar monkey from Balloons. A mortar monkey is just, you get the freedom of choice to choose where you want her AoE to be. So if you want to put her circle AoE at the start of an enemy's base, or where all the enemies are walking out of, you can do that. That's basically how she works, and you can put her anywhere on the map and do that. So if you hate watching your units get stunned, for example, maybe in the as Death raid, you could literally put her on the opposite side of the map and just watch her drop bombs on people, and she can't get stunned because she's not in the enemy's range. She's on the other side of the map. Ishtar is super good. Orange is not a super utilized color in this game, so that is also really great. And Ishtar is just a super strong pickup. Like I said, banner unit, orange, super great. She has a really cool gimmick, and her damage is really high. Now, her best traits are going to be Genesis and All-Star. All-Star on her is actually really good. Another really good trait on her is actually Bloodlust, because since she's just attacking in the same area, you're going to be consistently getting those Bloodlust stacks going. So Bloodlust is also going to be really good on her. Obviously, Corrupted would be good too, but I would prioritize getting Bloodlust or Genesis on her. I think those would be a little better. And if you pull All-Star on her, man, she's going to be doing fat amounts of damage. The only problem with her is she's a little expensive with All-Star, so just keep that in mind. But that being said, let's jump into the last unit of the video. Now, our final unit of the video, this is the final unit I think you guys should definitely pick up if you're just starting this game, or maybe you have 1 or 2 units and you think you need more. For this last slot, I was eyeing a lot of people, so I wasn't entirely sure who I want to do, but I eventually did figure it out. And hey, I did figure it out, and I'm personally going to put the 5th unit as Sukuna. So Sukuna is actually a 5-star as well. You can pull him off banner just like everyone else. He's a red unit, and he's a heal. And you can also see right here, he bleeds, which is super great. Whenever he hits a regen enemy, they actually stop regenning since he's bleeding. Sukuna, the great thing about him is, like I said, he's a heal. He's bleeding, which is really great. He's another 4 placement heal. You're going to notice, like I said, heal is just a super great thing in this game. And the best part about Sukuna and Goku, for example, and Aaron, is they can just easily evolve in the future, because this is only just the normal version of Sukuna. I think him up until where he fights Jogo, so we could definitely see him get an evolution in the future. I think his bleed is really useful. I think him being heal is really useful. Him getting an evolution in the future could be really useful as well for a lot of you guys who want to get like an investment type character. And his best traits are going to be Genesis and All-Star, and that basically sums up the best starter units in our game. In this game, there is a lot of units in this game, so I whittled this down to 5. There's obviously a lot of other units that are also really great that I did not show. If you guys are needing a support unit, King Kai is really good. If you're needing another support unit, Erwin's really good. He summons and buffs damage. There's a lot you can pick up. But that wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You like, you comment, join my Discord for giveaways in the future. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.